We are down to one more day. Sunday will mark the final day of the WNBA regular season, and there still are 2 playoff spots left for the taking. Joining me to break down the playoff race madness and how it affects the New York Liberty is the founder of Girls Talk Sports TV and WNBA guru, Khristina Williams. Khristina, good to see you. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for having me.
Always a pleasure to talk WNBA basketball with you. Now, Khristina, heading into action on Friday night, 5 teams were alive for the final 2 playoff spots. And now we're down to 4 teams battling for 2 spots. So how excited are you for the regular season finales on Sunday, and what will you be keeping an eye on that day?
As you mentioned, there are 4 teams fighting for that final 2 WNBA playoff spots, and that is the Phoenix Mercury, who sit at 7, the New York Liberty at 8, Minnesota Lynx at 10, and the Atlanta Dream. On Sunday, I'm looking for the Atlanta Dream at New York Liberty matchup and then that Minnesota Lynx at Connecticut Sun matchup, only because those matchups are key when we are determining those final 2 spots in the WNBA postseason. Now, the Minnesota Lynx are on the brink of missing their first playoff in 12 years. And so their dependency on getting into the playoffs really depends on whether the New York Liberty and Phoenix Mercury both lose their games. And so we are going to be keeping an eye out on those matchups. And then the Seattle Storm, they clinched the number 4 seed, and they will face the Mystics in round 1 of the WNBA playoffs. So that's a very interesting round as well. And so really, it's going to be a battle to see who can make those final 2 spots tomorrow.
Absolutely going to be a battle to see that. Now, you mentioned the Liberty, Khristina. They're in a fantastic position on Sunday. If they defeat the Atlanta Dream at home, they're in the postseason. Winning, they're in. They've won 2 in a row, 6 out of their last 10. So do you like their chances to get the job done here and make the playoffs?
I really like the New York Liberty's ability to win this game tomorrow against the Atlanta Dream. Right now, they are 2-1 in the season series against the Atlanta Dream. Sabrina Ionescu is playing some of her best basketball this season. She's been in those MVP talks or all WNBA first team talks as well this season, and she's really been leading this New York Liberty team in the clutch to try to get that postseason contention. On Friday, we saw what happened in that Atlanta Dream matchup. The Liberty won 80-70, and they came off in that first quarter really firing. It was that fourth quarter where they struggled offensively, but it was their defense that ultimately helped them survive the Atlanta Dream on Friday. And it will be their defense, again, that will help them win the game on Sunday against the Atlanta Dream. And so I think if they can come out with that same intensity that they did in the first half on Friday, oh, no doubt, the New York Liberty are definitely going to take it.
All right, there you go. Book it. Khristina says New York Liberty are going to the playoffs with a win on Sunday. Now, Khristina, at the top of the league, which people have been keeping an eye on in the W, the Las Vegas Aces and the defending champion Chicago Sky, they've been battling for the top of the league the entire season. So do you like either of those teams to win it all this year, or is there a dark horse team that you can see capturing the championship this year?
Okay, so I'm going to answer this question in 2 parts. One, the Las Vegas Aces clinched the number 1 seed with their win against Chicago earlier in the week. And so we know that is the number 1 team heading into the WNBA postseason. Now, it could be anyone's game coming into the playoffs. Last year, the Chicago Sky won the WNBA championship, and they had, 15-15 in their last season record. And so it's anyone's game. But if I had to choose someone to win it all, the Las Vegas Aces definitely, because A'ja Wilson has been playing some of her best basketball this season. But if I could choose a dark horse, I would say it would be Seattle or the Dallas Wings. Now, I say Seattle because no one has really had them as the winner here when we talk about who's going to win the championship, although they do have Tina Charles, Brandon Stewart, Jewel Lloyd, and Sue Bird on their team. And so I think that they're a sleeper team, but also the Dallas Wings. They've been playing some great basketball, although they've been missing Arike Gumbawale due to injury, Satu Sabali. They're a team that has depth, a young team, but Kayla Thornton, Alicia Gray, Marina Mabry have really been playing so great as of late. And so I think that Dallas could also be one of those sleeper teams in the WNBA postseason.
All right, guys, keep your eyes on the Storm. Keep your eyes on the Dallas Wings as well, too. A lot to watch. WNBA playoffs are right around the corner. You know Khristina Williams is going to be all over it. Khristina, we're going to have to talk to you again once the playoff starts. Thanks for joining me.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.